Okay, quick acid-base recap video. When we're looking at titrations, the heart of the titration here is knowing that moles of acid are equal to moles of base. Really what's happening is we have a net ionic equation like this. And if we were to go through our limiting and excess reactant, here's an acid particle and here's our base particle. We are after this stoichiometric point where both of them run out at the same time. The goal of the titration is to figure out how many volumes of your titrant, whichever one is in the burette, what volume of it you need in order to neutralize the reaction. That tells you here that whatever the moles are at the beginning were equal when you can get it to that point. So this is our working model here for our balanced equation that goes behind this calculation. Once we're figuring out when you get to the equivalence point, we know the moles of acid and base are equal. Now we're going to have some unknowns. It can be from the acid, or we can have unknown base information. We can either have molarities that are unknown, or we can have molar masses. Molarities are in moles per liter, and these are in grams per mole. So depending on what we know and what we don't know, we can use this information to calculate molarities or molar masses. The titration labs in the acid-base chemistry, the goal is to find the volumes. What volume of acid or what volume of base are you adding to your solution to neutralize it? Because if you have a molarity of one of your known solution, then that tells you the moles and you can start jumping around back and forth between the acid and the base. It's kind of like a mole ratio in a balanced equation. It's 1 to 1. So if we know how many moles of one we have, it's a 1-to-1 ratio. We're just not actually looking at the stoichiometry because the goal of the titration lab is to always have the exact amount ready. There's no limiting or excess reactant. We're just trying to go directly from a 1-to-1 mole ratio to solve some of these other pieces here. So we need to make sure we can do those lab calculations. And this is really the heart behind this calculation that we need to figure out which one of these is our unknown, the acid or the base.